Hey everybody, electric air taxi developer Archer Aviation has been pushing the boundaries of what's possible in aviation, and its stock has been on a wild ride lately. But where will this company be 1 year from now? I believe the next 12 months could transform Archer's business as it approaches a critical milestone in its journey. So today I'm going to break down why Archer's upcoming commercial aircraft development could prove that its business concept has real staying power and why 2025 could be the pivotal year that determines whether Archer's ambitious vision for urban air mobility can take flight. So, first, let's address the elephant in the room. Archer Aviation loses money. Its fourth quarter earnings, released in February 2025, and Archer posted losses of more than $500 million for 2024. That is $1.42 per share. It's better than 2023, but the absolute loss was worse. There's just more shares to go around right now. So, however, burning through cash isn't unusual for startups like this. It's essentially a pre revenue company. So, this is going to be a capital intensive business that they're building from scratch. CEO Adam Goldstein reported that Archer now has over $1 billion of liquidity, its strongest to date. And Archer is on track to deliver its first revenue generating aircraft this year. The company plans to build up to 10 Midnight aircraft in 2025, some for testing, others for commercial deployment. So now let's look at the broader forces that are shaping Archer's future. So Archer is creating a new transportation category, electric vertical takeoff and landing, or eVTOL, aircraft that are designed to move small numbers of people over short distances in congested cities, essentially flying taxis that bypass ground traffic entirely. Archer's first commercial deployment will occur in Abu Dhabi through a partnership with Abu Dhabi Aviation. This represents a critical test for the entire air taxi concept. Will consumers actually pay for these services? Beyond civilian applications, Archer is expanding into defense through a partnership with Anduril Industries to develop hybrid aircraft for military use. This could represent what Goldstein called a multi-billion-dollar opportunity this decade that doesn't require the same Federal Aviation Administration certification as civilian aircraft. With these opportunities ahead, let's take a look at the bull case for Archer. So first, Archer's Abu Dhabi deployment could prove the taxi concept works in the real world. Goldstein confirmed that the first launch edition contract is worth over $20 million and should be margin positive, meaning that it will generate more revenue than it costs. Second, Archer has created a template that it can scale globally, with interest already expanding beyond the UAE to countries across the Middle East, Asia, and Africa. Third, Archer's defense business could accelerate, creating what Goldstein described as a flywheel where technologies developed for defense can later benefit civilian aircraft. Finally, Archer's Georgia manufacturing facility will complete its first aircraft by early summer. But it's also important for investors to consider the risks. So the bear case presents several significant concerns. First, Archer faces a lot of execution risk in launching a first of its kind air taxi service. Second, consumer demand remains very unproven for this. People have never had the option to take air taxis before, at least in this sense. So Archer doesn't know if passengers will actually want to pay for this service. Third, despite its strong balance sheet, Archer burned through about $100 million per quarter in 2024, according to CFO Priya Gupta. Fourth, competition from other eVTOL companies could intensify as this market develops. There's a big opportunity here. And finally, Archer's expansion into defense might distract from its core civilian aircraft at a critical time. With these factors in mind, investors should focus on one key development. So, the most important thing to watch with Archer is the launch of its new taxi service in Abu Dhabi. The first commercial deployment will serve as proof of concept for the entire air taxi industry. Goldstein emphasized that Archer will learn operations together with its partners using a crawl, walk, run approach. If successful, this launch will validate Archer's business model and likely accelerate its partnerships worldwide. So, where does this leave investors who are considering Archer's stock? So, where will Archer be in 1 year? I believe if they successfully execute the Abu Dhabi launch, the company will have proven its business concept and that it has a long term future. And that would likely result in additional partnerships, revenue generation, and at the end of the day, a significant stock price jump. By this time next year, Archer expects to have passengers flying in the UAE while continue to work through FAA certification, a major milestone for the company and industry if it happens. But remember, this is a speculative investment with a current market cap of about $4 billion. Archer won't be profitable for years, even under a best case scenario. But for aggressive investors willing to take substantial risk, Archer's position a year from now could be considerably stronger. If you're ready to discover more high potential growth opportunities, visit fool.com/invest to receive the top 10 stocks to buy right now. So that's it for today. Hopefully you found this insight valuable. Hit the subscribe button for more and help make our community smarter by sharing your thoughts and insights in the comments below. Stay foolish, and we'll see you next time.